Welcome to Elliott's PT podcast. I'm here to help you find your balance and live your best life guilt-free. I don't believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for health and fitness. We're all different and we need to find out what works for us. I'm passionate about helping people make realistic, long-term lifestyle changes that they will stick to and they will take with them forever. I don't believe in crazy diets or short-term fixes. We all need to live and find a perfect balance in diet and exercise that suits our individual needs. I want to help you find your exercise mojo, feel great and achieve wonderful things. Here is Elliott's PT podcast by Renae Elliott. Hello and welcome to Elliott's PT podcast. So this week I wanted to talk about how we are going to stay motivated while it's getting colder and darker. So when, I know lately, if you've noticed, it's getting a little bit darker in the mornings. It's a little bit colder, so that warm bed is a lot more inviting, especially for the early morning classes. But what are some things that you can put into place to make sure that you're staying active, that you're keeping on top of your health and fitness? Because everything's all about lifestyle balance. That's my main goal for everybody, is to feel fit, healthy, and strong for your life. Exercise is more than just, well, for me, it's a lot of it's more than just lifting weights or how I look. It's about feeling good and how I feel, and it plays a massive part of my mental health. So I see a lot of people, when it gets to this time of year, it gets that bit dark, they start feeling less motivated. They, tend to start slacking off, and then they think, I'll stop exercising during the winter and then I'll pick it up in the summer. I just wish people could see or realize how exercise is how it affects your whole life, as in the food choices you make, how your day runs. For me, I know when I'm training and when I'm exercising, my day always runs smoother. I feel more motivated. I have more energy. I can, because I'm up early and I've got that workout done, I feel so good, and I just do so much more, than having an extra half an hour sleep in bed. For me, experiencing both sides, it's not worth it anymore. And yeah, when it does start to get colder, my mindset doesn't really change anymore. So I wish people understood as well, is you spend all this time building up your strength and your fitness, and you're building up that, but when you stop exercising, you actually lose it. So research shows that you lose muscle after 3 weeks of inactivity. So your muscle will start to go away, and it is so hard to build muscle up. And your cardio and aerobic fitness does go a lot quicker than that. It can happen in just a few days. So not to say that you can never stop training, but it's just something to be aware of, that, if you are, when you do stop, you do lose that thing that you've spent all your time building up. The good thing to know on the flip side of that is your body does remember where you were at. So if you're someone that was training and you've stopped training, you will get back to where you were a lot quicker than somebody who had never exercised before. So my husband just broke his arm, as most of you probably know. He broke his arm, and it's been 8-9 weeks now, I think, since that happened. No longer? I can't remember. Anyway, I think it's been about 9 weeks. So he broke his elbow. He had a cast on it. He has a physical job, so he does a lot of lifting in his job. So he obviously wasn't working for, he hasn't worked for eight or so weeks. So, but he obviously couldn't with his arm, and he has been having tests, and he's lost, he's lost such, I think he's lost 30% muscle in his arm. So he'd lost such quite a significant amount of muscle, and he had a very obvious, I can't remember whether it's 30%, so don't quote me on that, but just the point of my story is he had a very obvious smaller arm. And he even said himself, who is someone who doesn't like exercise, how surprised he was of being inactive for that amount of time, how much weaker he felt. And and so now he has the task of trying to build his strength up and all that stuff. So so it's something that you do lose, but it obviously can be built up. It can be built back up. But that's something that staying active and having fitness for my life is a big motivator for me, and it's something that motivates me that no matter what season it is, I'm still going to be active. Yes, it's getting darker, but darker and a little bit colder, but there's lots of benefits to it. So I love it when it gets a little bit colder because I'm not battling the heat. We live in Queensland. We have a very humid climate. When I'm doing running or a more cardio-based exercise, I find that I don't feel as puffed because I'm not battling the heat. There is somebody who, she performs so much better in the winter because she gets migraines from the heat, but she doesn't get them. So there's lots of things that you can be like, this is winter. This is my time to excel in this. I can really improve on my running. I can improve, on these things while the weather's a little bit colder. So think about some of those benefits. And the other thing is when you do, I remember what it was like when you first started training. So when you first started training, so whether it was you first came to me or whether you went to someone else, and when you first started training, those first few weeks, when everything's really sore, you find people that have trouble sitting on the toilet, walking around, those things, you don't want to lose that. You've built up your strength from that. So consistency and finding your balance that works with your lifestyle is what we're wanting. So we don't want to go backwards. We want to move forwards. If you find that if you struggle in the winter, then maybe sit down and write a plan. So think about, what do you struggle with? So if you are someone that struggles to get up in the morning, you normally are a morning person, but as soon as it gets dark, you struggle to get up in the morning. You could make a plan to say, okay, I still want to exercise, but this is how I'm going to make it work for my lifestyle and what works for me. You could say, instead of going to the morning sessions, I'm going to come to the evening sessions. Instead of getting up in the morning, I'm going to make sure Renae sends me a Zoom video, and I'm going to do a live Zoom when I get up. So make some choices that are going to work with your lifestyle, so then you're still staying active when it gets colder. So other things that I would recommend to do is make a plan. So make a plan. You might not have an issue in the winter, and that's great. If you don't have an issue, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you do know that you struggle in the winter, make a plan. Make a plan on how you can stay active and feel fit and strong and amazing during the whole winter. Keeping up with your exercise, and I notice there's like a spiral. So people say it gets a bit colder, it gets darker in the mornings. People think, I won't get up, I won't come to the class. I don't really feel like it's colder. I don't really feel like doing any exercise. So then they stop the exercise. Then they start to feel and beat themselves up and feel a bit crappy because they didn't do any exercise. So then they think, stuff it. I won't worry about eating well with my food. So then your food starts to go a bit downhill. Your food, also plays a massive part on your energy and, your mental health, and, so then your food starts going downhill. Then you're not moving anymore. So then your mental health goes down. You're not even going for walks, so it's like a spiral, and I see it happen with people all the time. So yes, it may be getting colder. Yes, it may be darker in the mornings, but just make a plan, set your alarm, get up in the morning, and just get on with it. So what other things can you do to make sure that you're up? Make people in your household aware. So make people in your household. So if it's your partner, if it's a friend, say to them, make sure I'm up in the morning. make sure I'm up in the morning. So when you do snooze that alarm, they're there to say, get up. That can be one thing. Have your stuff all set out. So you can either, I have told you before, sleep in your clothes, sleep in your gym wear. You just roll out of bed, especially at the moment, we're still doing online classes. You just roll out of bed 2 minutes before the class starts and I'm calling you. You know, you've got an extra sleep in anyway. You know, when classes come back, you know, just sleep in your clothes. All you have to do is get up, put your shoes on. That's what I used to do when I went to an early morning boot camp. I used to just sleep in my clothes. If not, lay everything out the night before. Have your clothes laid out. Have everything set out for you so that there's no interruptions or there's no excuse. So, because sometimes we're just looking for that little excuse to not go. So the other thing is get a friend or someone to be accountable, to make you accountable. Set a little competition, maybe if you're someone that's quite competitive, set a competition up between you. So those types of things that can help keep you motivated or help push you along. And really think about why do you exercise? So think about why do you exercise and what is your main motivator in that? So as you've heard me say before, my motivator in exercise is I want to age well. So, and I feel that whatever happens to me in life, if I was sick or anything else, the fitter I am and the stronger I am, I feel that I could face whatever obstacles life throws at me better. So whether it's in a better mental state or whether because I'm fit, I could cope with things. So I just feel that I'm giving myself the best opportunity to live the best quality long life that I can. So that's my main motivator. So for me, because that is my main motivator, that motivation doesn't stop in winter. It's active throughout the whole year. So think about why do you do fitness? Why have you joined a fitness group? What is your main motivator for exercise? Why do you want to do it? So, and think about those things. So whatever your main motivator is, keep that in the front of your mind, because most things, the motivation is just not summer, and you can't get to, October and think I want a summer body. It doesn't just happen straight away. It's something that you need to be working on. So, I hate all those sayings. So, we want to stay active. We want to stay active all year. As it does get a bit colder, we do tend to lead towards more comforty type foods. So whether it's, slow cooker meals, soups, pastas, but it does tend to be that we're looking for that warm type, that nice heat and comfort. And it does tend to be a bit more carby. Now, there's nothing wrong with carbs. So nothing wrong at all with carbs, but it's just, again, being aware that you're eating these foods and you're maybe not being as active, that you can be more likely to feel sluggish, to put on weight, so when you're staying active, you're keeping you in mind and keeping you more aware of your food, and you can also make sure that you're burning it up. So I always think about how exercise is just more than just the fitness side of things, like how I feel like I'm a better mum to my kids because I'm stress-free, or it's exercise is my de-stressor. So getting outside, going for a run, doing a workout, having a nice, like a nice yoga session, all of those things are things that I use to de-stress. So again, staying active, and even though I might not feel like getting up first thing in the morning, once I'm up, I never regret it, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, I wish I didn't get up, I wish I stayed in bed. After the exercise, you always get that kick of, endorphins after, and you feel, or during, and you feel great. And that's what I remember. That end feeling is something that sticks in my head, that how I feel when it finishes. I know that I always feel that I feel so good, and that that is what motivates me to get up in the morning. And I feel a lot better for getting a workout than staying in bed an extra hour. You know, I feel more of a benefit for getting up and exercising than what I do for having that extra sleep. We've also been talking about goals, and so another way that you can stay motivated is set yourself goals, have them in front of you. So goals don't have to be a big complicated thing. They can be simple. Your goal could be as simple as, I want to make sure I attend 3 classes a week. That's it. That can be your goal. So how can you stay motivated and make sure that you're staying active think about what your main motivator is for why you're exercising, and then write some goals according to it. You know that you might struggle in the winter. So what things can you deal with, and how can you prevent this? How can you prevent losing your motivation? Remember that winter doesn't last forever. So before you know it, the summer's going to be here. You'll want to be feeling great in your more summery clothes. You're going to be on the beach, swimming, surfing. Don't be one of those people, the rush of summer body people. And staying fit during the winter has a massive payoff. In the spring and summer, you're already there. You've stayed active, you've stayed fit that whole time. Your body will respect you and love you for it. I feel that by staying active and all that, you're also preventing yourself from getting colds and flu and sick. I feel it help. One, I feel it keeps you healthier. So we can do this, guys. We can stay active, fit, and strong. You've made it this far. You have all stayed so active, and you have done amazing during this really difficult time that we've had. We've not known what to expect. It's been a totally unknown, and you guys have all been amazing. And so don't let this little bit of darkness and this winter slow you down or stop you from feeling great and amazing. So other things that you can do is talk to me. I'm here for you. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about how you're feeling. If you're struggling, we can put a plan together to make sure that you stay active and as healthy and fit as you can during the winter months. So I'm going to leave you with that. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to hearing from you.